All right, hello. I am Shikken, and this is Batman Arkham City. We're just gonna jump right into it to get through this intro here. Oh yeah, time's gonna start right when I skip this cutscene, so we'll do that in 3, 2, 1, skip. All right, so this is Hugo Strange. His role here is so in the last game in the series, Arkham Asylum. Basically, the main prison for the criminally insane gets completely destroyed. And instead of just like rebuilding or whatever, this guy is like, hey, why don't we just wall off some random part of the city and turn that into a prison? And for some reason, everyone just kind of let that happen. So now that's a thing. And he has also arrested this shy billionaire named Bruce Wayne. So that's who we're playing as for now. Gonna try to break out of here. So the first thing you may have noticed is that the game is in Spanish. It's because Spanish dialogue is about 17 seconds faster than English dialogue for this category. Getting manhandled a bit here. It's a pretty rough place to be. Another thing I can mention is that I'll be playing on keyboard, mouse, and controller throughout the run, just like switching occasionally. Because some things are just easier on keyboard. You can turn the camera faster, that sort of thing. But some things are much better on controller, so I'll call those out when they happen. This is Deadshot, by the way. We're going to have to deal with him later, because this is a 100% run, which means we are doing everything. So that is 12 side missions. I believe that's the correct number, 12. And 400 collectibles.
¿Verdad, señor Wayne? Pero dejadle las esposas. Tampoco debemos ponérselo de...
Oh, should I stop and lower that? Try that.
Escúchame bien. Cuando abran la puerta, que no te entre el pánico. Quédate cerca de mí.
No pienso hacerle caso a un tío que no se ha peleado en su vida.
Mantener la calma.
Got a little bit of a fight here. So I'm going to completely break the game by just pressing caps lock and then countering. And then these guys kind of just take care of themselves. We don't do it to this guy because that slows things down. The game doesn't like when you cancel the counter on the last guy. So I think I have to restart my stream to lower the bitrate, so I'll just do that real quick. This will just take 2 seconds.
Wayne.
All right, we should be back now. Sorry about that.
¿Qué te pasa? ¿Quieres que llame a tu mayordomo?
Cabepot.
Oh, ¿te acuerdas de mí? ¡Qué detalle! Tu familia destruyó a la mía, Wayne. Esto es... bueno, digamos que es...
So right here, we've got small skip. We're gonna try to do where we skip this entire fight, but first we gotta break out of the handcuffs here. So we're gonna try to dive into the corner here. Nailed it. Perfect. So now you can just run away. There's some weird physics nonsense there that we abuse. See you later. Now we're gonna do some parkour. I don't really know where Bruce Wayne is going here, or like what his plan is, but we're just gonna play along for a bit. Some optimal sliding here.
¿Ha llegado ya, señor?
Someone named Alfred just called us, and something's dropping on the roof. This is all very strange. I don't really know what's going on here. Oh, I see Batman airdropped in. So I guess Bruce Wayne's just gonna like go away, and Batman's gonna get out of the pod here. Alright, sounds good. Now the game really begins. But first, we have to hack something. The game doesn't actually begin yet. There's still a little bit of downtime first. We have to figure out what's going on here, I guess. I don't really know what Batman's plan is either, but we will try to find out.
A todas las unidades, aquí Tiger Aire 4. Tenemos confirmación de que la presa 4011 está en los juzgados. Repito, Catwoman está en los
Apparently Catwoman's in danger. She's in the courthouse, and Two-Face is in there too. Top priority for sure.
Eso no suena.
Yeah, and something about like Protocol 10 we need to figure out, I guess. I'm sure it's not that important.
Si hay una persona en Arkham City que sepa qué está pasando de verdad, es ella.
Alright, so prisoners who like randomly spawn in random places. And then after we take that guy out, I'm gonna try to grab this trophy if I can remember how to do this. Seems I can't remember how to do it. Stream down. Did it come back? Okay, cool. You didn't miss anything important. We're going to grab the first Riddler Trophy now, of which there are very many in this run. On there. And now we are going to go over here to save Jack Ryder, who is a person that we care about, I guess. While we're doing that, we're going to try to do some physical challenges here. So I have to do this aerial redirect thing 3 times. Then I got to use explosive gel in combat 5 times. Try to get some back claw slams in while also keeping my combo up for variation, which is another thing I want to try to do. Ideally not getting hit by anybody. Okay. Whoops. I lost my combo right at the end. Figures. That's okay. Jack Ryder is probably saved. Yep, we're good. So now we will actually make our way to the courthouse and save Catwoman.
Prisioneros de Arkham City.
Do some dive roll cancels here, which look a little weird. I'll see a little bit more of that later, but basically just interrupting some animations. Excuse me. There we go. So in here, there's a bunch of chairs that these guys can try to throw at you. I guess they're stools. So we're gonna try to encourage that for another physical challenge where we need to catch them and throw them back. Go, that guy's going for that one. Can we get the third one though? You want to get at least 2 here. If you could like throw that, that would be great. Okay, we got... Come on. Sometimes they just don't want to throw it. There we go. There we go. Alright, now we'll just try to get a variation here. There we go. Then we'll do ground takedown cancels, where we do a ground takedown and then just spam the back claw inputs. And that's pretty much the fastest way to do fights for now. when we're not worrying about physical challenges. We'll get launched by that bullet there, by Two-Face.
Tengo que localizar por dónde entró la bala y dónde impactó.
So I guess some stuff happened in the cutscene we just skipped. I don't really know. I haven't paid too much attention to the story of this game.
Entró por esa ventana.
We'll go investigate that later.
La bala me llevará.
Whoops. Ideally, you glide right through this window. That didn't really happen.
Comenzará en 10 horas.
We're going to destroy these cameras because there's 12 cameras in every district and we need to destroy all of them. And there's this weird dude who I guess wants something.
Para ver si estás preparado.
I'm gonna draw some symbols on the ground that we're gonna scan, and I guess that's important or something. I really have no idea, dude. Right. So now we need to start the Zazz side mission. So, Zazz is a serial killer, and he likes to call you on the phone, specifically the payphone. So this one's guaranteed to happen, but all the calls from this point on are gonna be random. So that'll be fun to deal with.
Victor Zazz.
I'll explain that a little more later. So, camera to get out of the way. So now we're heading into the church because we think like Joker's here or something.
Tengo planeado especial Batman.
These guys out. Try to hit this camera while we're waiting for this dialogue to end. Cool.
Hemos perdido una cámara en el sector 2.
Oh, we were half right. Harley's here. Just casually chuck her into this beam. But there's some guys with guns that we're very scared of, so we're not going to do anything else. We're just going to let her kind of ramble about whatever. And while she's doing that, we're going to try to guide her towards this door. Because basically what she does when she's done talking is she just walks to this point and then out the door. So if she's just already standing there, then she'll just immediately leave, and it's a little bit faster. So no, she just insists on standing still, but eventually she'll start walking again.
No se encuentra muy bien y esa idiota de la doctora que le he enviado no le ha ayudado. Hasta estos pringaos son más espabilados.
It's not quite right, but it's good enough.
Estos chicos te mantendrán entretenido. Si intenta algo raro, ¡matadle!
I guess she did kind of go straight for the door. Alright, so remember, guns, very dangerous.
Unos matones armados de frente
You should be very scared of people with guns, always.
en silencio, uno por uno.
Although, we are playing on easy, so maybe not. Huh. Yeah, I guess it's not a big deal. We can't just go straight at these guys because they will kill the hostages. Because while we're invincible, unfortunately normal people are not. So a little bit of care here. Now that we're done with that, there's actually 3 Riddler trophies in here that we're gonna grab.
Ya estáis a salvo.
This fun little glide to get up here. You can cancel the animation of opening doors. I didn't think I was actually going to get that cancel. Those are like frame perfect, but sometimes it's fun to try them just because.
Ahí estoy en el escenario de un crimen. Debería investigar antes de seguir.
So here's a sniper rifle that appears to be remote controlled somehow. I don't really know how that works, but whatever. Hey, it's Joker. Okay, so once we're done in here, we're just waiting for dialogue right now. Once we're done in here, we will answer the first actual Zazz call. So there are going to be 2 phones. There's a left phone and a right phone. We want the right phone to ring specifically because each phone is tied to a specific location for the side mission. It'll make more sense when the side mission actually starts. But basically, you answer the phone, and he tells you to go answer a different phone somewhere else in the city. So we want to answer the phone that will take us into the industrial district because that's where we're going next.
¿Y alguna duda?
Voy a por él. La
So,
señal
here
de
are the
radio
phones.
debería llevarme directamente hasta él.
Buena suerte, señor.
Okay, no luck. it's totally random whether these ring or not. There's like a 25% chance, basically. So we're just gonna reload to reset that. We're gonna jump out down here. That's not the correct one. That's the left phone. We need the right phone. It's unlucky getting the wrong phone twice in a row. This is pure RNG, so not much we can do about that. Just gotta keep reloading and trying it. That's the wrong phone again. You can tell by the phone number which one it is. I just keep forgetting which phone numbers correspond to which phone. Yeah, 4243 is the wrong one. 4889, that is the one we're looking for.
Habla.
So now we've got some unskippable dialogue.
Eso es bueno. Eso es
Unfortunately,
bueno.
just
Vas a
got stuck here.
necesitar eso
So,
para resolver mi jueguecito.
yeah, now's a good time to
He estado llevando la
drink some
solución
water
a las
or whatever.
autoridades descerebrados que tienen la suerte de contestar a mis llamadas.
¿Cómo que la salvación? Los has estado matando.
Eso es una cuestión de perspectiva. Por ejemplo, desde donde estoy yo, puedo ver...
Zazz is basically explaining the game to us, which is, like I said, he's going to call
Desde su perspectiva,
a different phone now, which in this case is going to be one in the industrial district, and we're going to have to race over to it.
Zazz, acabaré contigo.
seguro que sí. Pero primero un jueguecito. Ahora mismo
There's some
en
like flavor text here,
Arkham
if you
City
can read
está
Spanish,
sonando un teléfono.
which I unfortunately cannot, so I don't know what any of this means.
Muy grande, pero tienes que encontrarlo. Si tardas
Now we see all the phones.
cerditos.
It's kind of hidden
Intentes ninguna.
on the menu there, but you can see the one that's ringing.
Amigo me ha ayudado a pasar esta señal por todos los repetidores.
It's conveniently exactly where we want to go, so
Jamás me
it's like we routed this or something. Incredible.
Y ahora cuelga ese teléfono y echa a correr. Ring, 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 ring.
Right. Oh my goodness, we only have 2 minutes to get across the city. Whatever will we do? So while we're doing this, we're also going to try to get 2 physical challenges. One is for gliding 150 meters without using an upgrade that we don't even have yet. And the other one is gliding 250 meters, like in a single glide. So we're going to try to get both of those right now, because this happens to be a convenient time. While we're at it, I'm going to try to glide directly into this balloon. Nice. There's the 150 meter challenge.
Bienvenidos, presos. Estáis dando vuestros primeros pasos hacia un mundo mejor. Un mundo de diversión.
There's 250. Before we answer the phone, we'll just sneak in here, grab that trophy, hit the balloon here, then we'll answer. So now we have to do this like little tracking mini game where we just follow this dot to try to figure out where Zazz is. So there are 6 phone calls, ideally. So this is 1. The bar will fill up some of the way. There'll be 5 more. If you like completely botch this minigame, which like you honestly have to be trying to, you can get I think up to 8 calls before the game just like solves it for you. Fun fact. But that would be very slow, so we're not gonna do that. Zazz like telling us his life story or whatever, like why he kills people, I guess. I don't know. Who cares? I sure don't. See you later. Alright, so now while we're running here, I'm gonna drop smoke, baby. Got hit a couple things. Cool. So while they were all smoked and disoriented, they hit each other, which is another physical challenge. Try to get a lot of those out of the way. I never hit that balloon. You can hit that balloon while you're grappling up there, but it never works for me. Get a couple breakables there. And now we're going to start doing the gliding challenges. If you've ever played Superman 64, it's just like that. Except, you know, this game's actually good. Here, we're going to try to hit that balloon as well as this camera while we're waiting for the thing to pop. So there's 4 of these, and once we're done this counts as a side mission, so we have to do it anyway, but it gives us the, grapnel boost upgrade, which is very useful. Another camera there.
Entrenamiento de realidad aumentada activado.
Tengo cámara caída en el sector 4.
Some more classic flying through rings action.
Entrenamiento de realidad aumentada completado.
You'll notice there's gonna be a lot of just like stopping to throw batarangs at stuff at various points in this run because there are so many breakables. As I mentioned before, there's 12 cameras in each of the 4 districts, and there's also in half of the districts there's also 12 balloons. So yeah, a lot going on there.
¿Todo cierto? Es la vida en expresa que como entran los dos. Por desgracia. Pero mirad el lado positivo. Al menos sabéis dónde os estáis metiendo.
Cut that a little close, actually. Probably shouldn't have cut it that close, but it worked. Swing here. Try to glide directly onto this button. Perfect. It's got this little memorization puzzle where you have to hit the question marks in the order presented. So, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4. And quick fire for the last 2. Go a little faster. 4, 3. Whoops. Completely missed. 5, 2. And 3, 5, 2, 1, 4. Really want to grapple this part of the crane. Try to grapple directly up here. Perfect. Hit that camera on that balloon while we pick up the grapple boost here. So this is basically going to make gliding faster, or really just easier. Because what it will allow us to do is just boost off of things we grapple, like so. Directly into a glide. So that's pretty convenient. And we basically don't get the grapple boost in any other category now, so it's kind of nice that we still have to get it in this category. Here's a math puzzle. That's how you do math. You just press both the buttons and win. I ran that by a math teacher, and they seemed convinced that that was correct. Trophy here. A couple more breakables, and then we will go into the steel mill, which is the first big building. There's like, I guess, what, 3 or 4 big areas outside of the overworld? Something like that. Our way inside the only way that anyone knows how to, which is through the chimney full of lava. Couldn't just go in the front door or anything like that. That would be ridiculous. Got a fun little skip to do here called Lava Skip. So the game kind of wants you to just go around the whole like ring of this silo another time. But instead of doing that, we're going to do it a little differently. Going to, excuse me, the game plays along. There we go. Land on this railing, jump here, bounce. Whoops, I briefly forgot how to play the game. Let me try that again. There we go. And just all the way across. There's a trophy here. This would be an annoying one to forget. Make sure we grab that. How are we for experience? We should have more than enough. Yeah, so I'm gonna quickly buy right now before I forget. Critical strikes, which means we do more damage. Special combo boost, which means we can do an attack faster. And multi-ground takedown. Multi-ground takedown is pretty much the most overpowered thing in the game. It just, it instantly KOs anybody who's knocked down. So the strat for all fights going forward pretty much just becomes knock down as many people as possible and then multi-ground takedown. As you will see in a moment here. After we make it through these, whatever these are. I don't know why these exist, but they're conveniently Batman-sized, so. Works. So we got a decent group of people here to take out. Okay, don't know why I lost my combo there, but that's okay. As you can see, I just knocked out like 4 or 5 people. And the fight's over. So yeah. It's that easy.
Alfred, el Joker está encerrado en...
There's a bunch of trophies in this area that we can't actually get right now, but fortunately we come back here again during the story, and we have to come back a 3rd time, so we don't have to worry too much about the collectibles right now.
¿Pero qué te pasa? ¿Es que quieres matar a un...
These guys are kind of clueless, so we can just run up behind them and do a takedown there. We're gonna pull down this vent now because it's a little faster than pushing it down later. Now we've got a big room with a bunch of guys with guns in it. 6 of them to be specific. And there's also a bunch of trophies we want to try to get here. So do a double takedown. For some reason that double takedown is silent. So we can just abuse that to get like 2 free kills. Make our way over here, do an inverted takedown, both for a physical challenge and also just because it's cool. Like yoink somebody and then hang them from a gargoyle. I think it's pretty cool. Pull that guy from the ladder with the bat claw. As you will learn as the run goes on, the bat claw is also very overpowered. Throw a smoke grenade in there just to keep those guys busy while we go over here. Because there's another trophy here. And then we'll just blow up the ceiling on them. Which conveniently does not hurt the hostage at all. These Harley heads are things that we have to blow up with the new gadget we just got called the wreck. And the wreck is pretty important. Lets us do a lot of glitchy nonsense. For example, canceling the animation of opening doors is now extremely easy. Barely an inconvenience. So I'm going to shoot this guy with the wreck, and ideally he is going to hit at least 2. There we go. So he hit 3 of his friends with his pipe, and that is a physical challenge. Another Harley had to get out of the way. And now we're going to do something called hammer skip. So basically what's supposed to happen here is you're supposed to fight a big dude with a hammer. But instead of doing that, I'm going to do some nonsense. Where I just, instead of climbing up here, I do this. And that just lets you skip the fight entirely. So basically what I just did is, we have an unskippable cutscene, so I have time to explain this now. You have... Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. I do, on the ground, I do a glitch that gives me something called standing wreck storage. So basically, the next time that I pull out the wreck, Batman will automatically go into a standing state, no matter what you're doing. Like, even if you're in, like, a cutscene or something, it'll still do that. So what you can do is, instead of climbing up and triggering the cutscene, you pull out the standing wreck storage, so he goes into a standing state, starts falling, and then for some reason, if you wait a little bit and then climb up, there's no, you skip the trigger, so. It's a skip. We'll encounter. We will see the hammer guy later, though, so if you are curious about what that's like, don't worry, he will come up again. Another good time to hydrate, if you're into that sort of thing. Front doesn't have too much downtime from this point on, but we got a little bit here. There's like plot or whatever. I don't know. I don't speak Spanish. None of this means anything to me. I suppose Joker has tasked us to do something. Maybe. up this way, because there's a bunch of trophies back here that we want to get. This is a weird trophy, so we have to hit, there's a question mark thing here. We want to hit that with a batarang, and then we want to very quickly get over here before the thing closes. You're not supposed to do it like that, but you can if you are good. Alright, so here's some mines, which would normally be a problem, but we're Batman, so we're just gonna go right through them. And then we're gonna reload checkpoint. Not because we have to, but just because it takes us to an ideal location when we get back in. So that puts us up here, and then we can destroy this camera and this balloon. And we've got this mysterious watcher here. We'll just trigger him by flying over. And scan his marker or whatever. Don't really know what those are or what it's all about or why they go on the map, but I guess we'll find out later. It's a little puzzle. And then before we blast off here, I need to check if there's a prisoner here. There is a prisoner here. Perfect. So these prisoners just like spawn randomly throughout the game. So if you aren't looking out for them and paying attention, then you'll have to like do a bunch of backtracking at the end of the run to get more to spawn. So ideally we avoid that by just getting as many as possible during the story. And it's generally like 3 exist in each chapter, 1 in each district that they can spawn in, so it's easy enough. This dude looks like he needs help or something. Let's see what his deal is. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh well. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna go check this out. But first, more trophies. Hit these buttons. Puts us up for a little bit. I don't know why I spun around it like that, but whatever. An awkward glide. There's a trophy in the water here that gets picked up with the crane, so while we're doing this investigation, we will set the crane to do its thing. And what do you know? There's a bullet shell. It says Deadshot on it. I wonder what that means. Probably has nothing to do with the supervillain named Deadshot, who's famous for, you know, shooting people. Probably a coincidence. This would be another good time to check for prisoners, because there's a prisoner that could spawn there and there, but we already got the prisoner in Industrial in this chapter, so don't have to worry about that. We can just move right along. Over here, we've got kind of weird puzzle. There's these like 3 buttons in these cages. You're supposed to like grapple out and then glide back in to hit the buttons, but instead of that, you can just kind of do this. And for some reason, the buttons don't deactivate if you do it just like that. Up here, pull up this crane while we trigger this. We got more flying through rings. We're not done with that yet. We've only done the easy ones. Now we got tricky ones. And conveniently, while we're doing this one, we will get the physical challenge for gliding above water for some distance that I can't remember. And we'll do a grapple boost takedown here. Use the wreck in combat a bunch for yet another physical challenge while we're waiting for people to get in position. And do real fast combat. Cool. In here, we're starting yet another side mission. This is Bane. For some reason, he doesn't destroy us immediately, because I guess he wants our help or whatever. So there are Titan containers. Titan is it's a thing from the last game. Joker made it, and it turns people into monsters. Bane doesn't really want monsters, so he wants all the Titan to be destroyed. So we're gonna help him with that.
En el sector 3.
Casually get some more Riddler stuff. There's a lot of Riddler stuff in this game, as I'm sure you've noticed by now.
Podré escuchar todas las
The game tracks 400 things, but they're kind of split up weirdly. Like 3 breakables counts as one thing in the game, so the actual number's higher than that. But generally, we just say 400. Either way, it's a lot of stuff that we have to do. All right, so this is GSPD. There's some guys with guns in here, so we're just gonna kind of get rid of them.
mediante monitores cardíacos. Cada vez que elimine
Smoke at these guys. Here's a physical challenge for just knocking someone out in smoke. And we'll get a slide challenge in here as well while we can. And this guy just gives up because he knows it's over. We were gonna get him to tell us important information, but we decided we didn't actually care, so just knock him out. Seems like we're locked in here. That's unfortunate.
Eso no suena bien.
What will we do?
Alfred.
Hola.
Slightly suboptimal there. We're gonna hack this thing with our new hacking gadget, because there is always a way out. Alright, next thing that we're moving on to is actually the church. Something seems to have happened at the church. There's a giant question mark on it now, which I'm sure doesn't mean anything bad happened. Bunch of breakables we can hit while we're here. I think that's all of them. Looks like it. There's this trophy here, so there's like 6 question marks, and you have to hit them all at the same time. So the way we got to do that is by putting explosive gel on these ones. Like so. And then we'll go up to the higher level, hit the top 3 with batarangs, blow up our explosive gel.
Recibido en AT3.
Parece que el señor Canemon se ha puesto en movimiento. Dejadle saber. Será interesante
Something like that.
cómo progresan las cosas.
Now we make our way over to the church.
Vamos al protocolo 10.
Afirmativo. AT3, continúe su patrulla. Corto.
So when we were last here, there were a bunch of people here, like good people that we liked, but it seems they're all gone.
Uy, no. ¿Dónde se habrán metido?
This doesn't seem good.
Tú estabas por ahí a lo tuyo. Yo, el Riddler, he llegado y me he llevado a todos esos pobres estúpidos.
¿Dónde los
So yeah,
has?
Riddler took a bunch of hostages that we're totally gonna rescue.
Caballeros,
For sure.
tú el que necesitas
All of them,
respuestas.
definitely.
Contesta mis acertijos y te diré dónde están. ¿Resuelves mis acertijos?
We're pretty much just waiting for him to stop talking, because once he stops talking, we learn how to scan riddles, and there's conveniently a riddle right here. So we're gonna scan this, and then we'll scan what he actually wants us to scan over there.
Música siempre sale del corazón.
Just something about an
¿Qué soy?
instrument whose music always comes from the heart. I don't really get that one, but it's that.
Bien hecho. ¿Ves? Tú puedes. Resuelve mis embrollos cuidadosamente.
Yeah, he's just like taunting us because he's like, haha, yes, you can scan things. I don't know. He's also telling us that he has people everywhere, which is true. There are a lot of Riddler-specific thugs. Oh yeah, he's also telling us about the hostages, which we're definitely going to deal with and rescue.
Caballero oscuro.
More on that later.
Arkham City, bien infiltradas. Hay personas que
Yeah, so now in a lot of encounters, there's going to be dudes that are highlighted green, and what you're like supposed to do casually is leave those guys for last and then interrogate them, and they'll tell you where Riddler stuff is so you can like actually find it. But I already know where all the Riddler stuff is, so we want to kill those guys as fast as possible.
¿Veis? Os lo dije, Batman.
Or in this case, just ignore them entirely, because
Eso no importa. ¡Matadle!
Because, see ya. So, checking for a prisoner. There is a prisoner here. So, we will deal with him. There's also a trophy by this prisoner, so we'll get this trophy at the same time. Get wrecked. Now, just move right along the route, because there can only be one prisoner in Park Row, so we don't need to check for any of the other ones. Here, scan a riddle, hit a camera, then I'm gonna buy some upgrades real quick. We're gonna buy this to make hacking, so you can hack from further distances, and then we're going to buy this shockwave thing that will be important for a few specific things. Such as this, where we gotta like put a bunch of force onto this pressure pad, and using the shockwave puts more force. It's a little easier to do those. A lot going on in this part of the game. Another riddle scan, camera. This trophy, if you're close to it, the thing's closed, so you gotta like run away from it and then back claw it. And we're just gonna swing down into this area. Whoops. Ideally, we would have not done it like that, but whatever. Grab this. Camera there. There's gonna be another camera here that we can hit. We're making our way towards the museum because for some reason we need to talk to Mr. Freeze, and for some reason we think Mr. Freeze is in the museum. Basically. Lots and lots and lots of stuff to collect on the way there, though. Whoops. Okay. And we also want to check for prisoner in the Bowery. It looks like this guy's here. It's been really good prisoner RNG so far. Like, these are all good ones to get at these points. Okay, Dealy, play nice. This prisoner has 2 trophies tied to him. Which are this one and up here. This one. Right, while we're waiting for that to open, that's an interesting time for that phone to ring, but we're not going to answer it because that would take us kind of out of the way.
Bienvenidos al Instituto de Historia Natural Cyrus City. Todos los visitantes deberán...
The museum has breakable penguin statues. Wonder what that means. Maybe it means penguins in here. I don't know.
Aconsejamos a todos los visitantes...
Algo está bloqueando la comunicación con...
So, we need to hack this thing to get into the rest of the museum. But we can't hack this thing because there's all of a sudden a bunch of communication jammers. So we gotta go break those. So right back outside to take care of that. Right here. Bruce Wayne Riddle. And here's the first jammer. We'll try to wreck these guys. Yeah, something like that. Just like canceling doors, we can also cancel the jammers. So that's fun. Little trophy there. On to the next jammer. This one has guys with guns around it, so we're going to do our trademark technique of just not caring. Just like this. So we're gonna do something called a zip now. We're going to get something called corner storage on our batarangs. We're gonna go up here. We're gonna activate that storage, be in this corner state, and then we're just gonna chuck that batarang, and now we're out of bounds.
partida? Sí, señor Cabe.
It's a very fun and weird glitch that we will see a lot of in this run. Because this is the fastest way to get into the subway. We're down here. A lot of the stuff you see up ahead right now is not actually loaded in, so we can kind of just go right through it. And there's more guys with guns down here, and we will once again employ our technique of not caring. And since we zipped in, why don't we just also zip out? So to actually get back in, we kind of have to land in a certain spot so that the trigger for this subway area shows up. There we go. Now we can grapple back in bounds, and now things will be normal for a little bit. Hack this to get this trophy. I believe the answer to that one in English is brain power, so that's interesting. Trophy in this subway car, or whatever you want to call that thing. As here, we're just gonna ignore all these mines because we don't particularly care. We're gonna try to get out of here, ideally without blowing ourselves up too many times. To yet another challenge involving these pressure button things. What was that? Okay. Sometimes Batman decides to do a glide kick just on his own. Okay, well that actually works. We'll just not do it correctly. My goodness. Okay. Let's try that again. What? Oh my god. What is happening, dude? Okay. Now we just glide over this one. Alright, that is the first time I've ever had trouble with that trophy. Guess what? There is another serial killer in this prison. Who would have guessed it? That phone, if I was to answer that phone, by the way, I believe that takes you all the way to the other side of the city, so that would have been a terrible time to answer that, in case you were wondering. Some of the phones are just absolutely never worth it. But for the most part, I'm going to stick to the route, no matter what phones happen to ring. Right, as soon as Batman's done figuring out that clue, we'll just go right to where it leads us, which is this random guy down here. He swears he didn't have anything to do with it, and we're just going to take his word for it. Another fun one involving the remote control batarang. Whoop, whoop. That was so close. I don't know why I don't do the reversal there. I just did it by accident. Just swing it around like so is a little easier. Try to hit these buttons. There's another one on that building. Just do a straightforward glide across here. Not doing anything fancy. Trophy hidden behind this weak wall. Down here, we have a Titan container that we gotta blow up. Move away from it a little bit so it doesn't stun us when we blow it up. And then I'm gonna shoot this camera with the wreck, because shooting that with a hitting that with a batarang is not super reliable. Interesting. That has never happened before. I've never gotten a grapple boost takedown there. Okay, so there's a fight here that we're gonna try to skip. Nailed it. Just go directly inside. And now we can hack this thing, no problem.
Todos los visitantes deberán ser registrados como parte de nuestro firme compromiso para mantenerles a salvo y proteger la inigualable colección que tenemos.
Try to do some dive roll cancels here. A little awkward. It's very hard to dive roll cancel well, especially if you need to turn at all. Got that trophy there. Got a little bit of a fight here. It's gonna be pretty simple. We'll just do a takedown on this guy. Shoot this guy. Now we're gonna get Batarang storage on that corner. That's going to be very important because we're going to start setting up the first, like, really big skip of the run, which is Dino Skip. As soon as the game gives us control back here. So we're going to interrupt the animation of opening this door to unload this room. While we're doing that, I'm just gonna chuck a Batarang through here to hit this button, because we'll need to do this later anyway. That just happens to be a good time to do it. So now the room's kind of unloaded. We're gonna do some out-of-bounds navigation here. Conveniently, there's a trophy right here that we can grab. Set up in a very precise position, and then we're gonna do a zip. Glide around a little bit blindly. We're like way away from the main area we started in. Glide along here. Eventually we'll turn towards this door because this will force the room that's supposed to be here to load in. There we go. You can tell it's loaded because these other doors exist now. And we're going to try to get somewhere. Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. More dive roll cancels. And there we go. That is how you skip like half the museum, basically. Maybe not half. Maybe like a third of it. It's pretty significant, though. Now we're done with that. Scan some hyenas there. So we're going to do something called gel warp. This might take me a couple tries, but we're just going to try to warp gel into this wall instead of placing it normally. Or we'll get it first try. That works too. So what normally happens when you place gel on that wall is a fight starts with a big dude with a sickle. But we don't like that guy, so we'll just skip him. Now Freeze has been rescued, I guess. I still don't know why we're rescuing him, but that's okay. Right along here. So since we're not supposed to be here, the game's a little confused, but we can just hack this thing from the other side as long as we have the hacking range upgrade, which we bought way earlier. What I just did was something called a wreck jump. Pretty much, it's the same idea as like interrupt the animation of opening a door, but instead of opening a door, you interrupt dive rolling off a ledge, and for whatever reason, that just launches you straight into the air. Oh boy. There we go. Got it eventually. So, here's a predator room. We're gonna do this pretty straightforward way. Get rid of these two guys. Everyone's gonna get a little confused. Gives us a perfect opportunity to take this guy out. Yank this guy over the railing. And then we'll jump down here, finish these guys off. There were some penguin statues in the room. There's a bunch of other stuff in this room that we could get right now, but we have to come back here later for something that requires the freeze grenade gadget, which we do not have yet, so we will just leave it for now and get it later. Unfortunately, there is a fair amount of backtracking in this run, but it could be worse. Oops. So now that we've done that predator room and saved Freeze, we're gonna go fight Penguin, because he's in here somewhere. Here he is. He has Mr. Freeze's ice gun, so we gotta be a little careful here. Kind of. Not really, actually. We'll just disrupt the ice gun so we can't use it, and then totally succeed in punching him in the face. So yep, that's it. Nothing more to do in the museum. Oh, wait, right, yeah, he has a giant monster. I forgot about that. Alright, we gotta fight the giant monster. So the way you fight him is by not fighting him. You just blow these things up on the ground. You can even blow them up while they're on by just putting the explosive gel on the side of it. Kind of a boring cutscene here we don't want to watch, so we're just gonna reload checkpoint, which will let us skip it. Ah, I missed my opportunity to one cycle there. Whoop. Don't let him grab you. If he grabs you, that wastes a lot of time. So earlier I mentioned that you could use standing rec storage anywhere. I really did mean anywhere. Maybe not anywhere, but you know, you can use it in a lot of places. Such as this cutscene. That doesn't accomplish anything, it's just funny. Get warped back into his hand once the interactivity continues. Alright, one final phase of this, where the generators are basically always on. Now we will do the only natural thing to do in this situation when you're fighting a giant zombie monster thing and you're also Batman. We're gonna rip out his heart. And then reload checkpoint again to skip another small cutscene. And all that leaves is Penguin. It's kind of a chump. So, yeah. So some stuff happened. I don't know why we're scanning that thing on the ground. I'm sure it's important. So before we leave, we need to go back and do something over here. Because when we come back here later, it's going to be very convenient if we don't have to worry about this. I'm going to hit this button with the remote control batarang. And there's also one last penguin there that we're going to take care of. And also a trophy off to the side here that we can just glide through here and get it. Perfect. So we're supposed to like chase a ninja or something, but chasing ninjas is so last year. So we're just not gonna do that. I forgot I need to hit this camera right now. The trophy here. We're going to go underground in the only way I know how to, which is with a zip. Trick this whole processing center area to load in, and for some reason that wall just doesn't exist right now. Very convenient for us, but kind of strange, honestly. Make our way through here. There's a bunch of trophies in this room that we can't get yet, so won't worry about getting all of them for now, but this one's pretty convenient. Before we go in here, we're going to buy this upgrade for later. We're going to buy the Sonic Batarang, which basically just lets us knock somebody out for free, and something that lets us disrupt guns so that we can get some physical challenges. Shoot this guy with the jammer backpack for a challenge. Disrupt that guy's gun for another challenge. And just kind of take people out freely. Where is everybody? Yank this guy. Sonic this guy. And that's that. I gotta go destroy some stuff, such as this Titan container, while we're waiting for this hostage to realize that she's been saved. Whoops. There's 12 of these demon seals things down here. Demon seal things. We'll only get 9 of them on this visit, but it's all the ones we can get right now. The other 3 will be later. Before we do anything else, we gotta take a small detour. So we do not have the line launcher gadget. So we need to go quickly grab that. Alright, now we have the line launcher gadget. We can move right along to the next trophy. For some reason, if you enter that room, the game just gives it to you. I don't know why, but it's very amusing and convenient. Because otherwise there would be no way to get it if you skip that whole ninja chase thing we skipped earlier. More demon seals. And one last one in this room before we move on. So we're like sick or something, I guess. So our max health is being decreased right now. Very rude. Batman's having a pretty bad day. It's all good though. He'll just tough it out like he always does. That guy had an even worse day than I did. More demon seals. We'll get these now before we start a fight with some ninjas here. Do some beatdowns because we got to do 5 beatdowns for a physical challenge. I should be at 3 already. Oh, cool. Well, now we don't need to worry about the ninjas anymore. Grab this demon seal before we trigger this cutscene here. So these robots are from like the 1800s or something, and they have video recording functionality. So we're going to look at their video recording to figure out where we're actually supposed to go here, because the secret passage is a big mystery. We have no idea where it is. We're doing that, we can conveniently grab all the trophies and stuff down here. Well, and you can also just kind of ignore all the ninjas. Scan that riddle. You can scan this from here, and nobody can really bother you. Trophy here. Ninjas kind of suck at being ninjas, I'm not gonna lie. Drop smoke here so they don't bother us while we place gel on this thing that we'll need later. And another free opportunity to scan a robot without being bothered by anybody. And then they all just decide to leave us alone. Of course, the secret passage was there all along. I had no idea. And it requires a sword, so we'll just borrow one. Get this trophy here. The next trophy down the hall there, normally you need a gadget called the Mind Disruptor to grab it. So you would have to come back here later to get it, but you can just backclaw it through the wall like that. No problem. grab some stuff in this area. So this big door here is supposed to open, but it never does because we kind of cheesed everything. So we're going to do some parkour here. Up here. I launch across here to bounce off here. Just like that. Something we can stand on here. Oh, it's a close one. Just like that. I don't know if I got that riddle or not. But I can scan again. Looks like I did. Because whenever those like bat symbols, or like symbols, like you see the like bats flying around, that usually means that you've gotten experience. It's for fun, I can scan it again. Yep. Already scanned. It's the one little bit of Spanish I know is whether the riddle solved or not.
No fallaré.
So to stop dying from whatever we're dying from, we have to hallucinate some nonsense. So that's what we're off to go do.
Bienvenido, detective. Soy el gran Ra's al Ghul. Ante ti se encuentra la prueba del demonio. Simplemente bebe el cáliz. Es así de simple.
Just drink from the chalice. That's all there is to it.
Bien, nota como la sangre del demonio.
Hey, it worked.
Por tus venas, restaurando tu salud y doblegando tu voluntad. Tu siguiente tarea.
So, what the game wants you to do here is there's these pillars that you can see. Basically, you wait for Raish to finish monologuing. You glide to the pillar. Glide to the next one. So on and so forth. But in this first area, we actually don't have to do that. Unless you do that, then you do have to do it. Just kidding. There was a skip you can do, but you have to not suck. And unfortunately, I totally messed it up. So we'll just have to do this normally.
Pruebas demostrarán si eres lo bastante fuerte para liderar mis fuerzas, para salvar al
That's okay, because this area isn't too long. Now we're gonna have to fight some sand ninjas. We're just gonna try to knock them off the platform. Like so.
¿Eres tú aquel que he estado buscando, detective? Aquel que me sucederá.
Drop into the magic pit. Takes us to the next area. Yeah, pretty standard stuff. So when we don't have to wait for anything, you just go for it right away.
Con semejante dolor. Veo que tu cuerpo se debilita. La pequeña cantidad que te he permitido beber solo te mantendrá con vida unas pocas pero valiosas horas. Es hora de que tomes la decisión definitiva.
Have a little sand ninja fight here. Same idea, try to knock them off the platform. Perfect. And we're gonna juggle between two of them, because the last guy you hit will generally always go down in one hit. Like if there's only one dog left in the fight, they'll generally go down in one hit. So ideally you leave somebody for last and just don't bother with them at all during the fight.
Has hecho bien, detective. Ahora ven a buscarme.
We passed the hallucination trials. So now it's time to go hallucinate some more in this other, more expensive room.
Tu desafío final te aguarda al otro lado de esta puerta. Rezo para que los espíritus sean bondadosos.
Alright, so this is the second boss fight of the run out of, I guess 4. We're going to need standing rec storage, so we'll just grab that now while we're waiting. There we go. So for this first part, we just gotta take out all the sand ninjas. They pretty much all go down in one hit, including from batarangs, so anytime one starts attacking you, you can just throw a batarang at them. They'll usually just dodge them, but when they're attacking you, they will not. Go up here, pull out our standing rec storage to stop getting pushed by him, so we can just immediately start blasting. Then we can shoot the wreck twice at the same time by manually aiming, shooting, and quick firing. Gives us a couple more chances to actually hit him there. Get more standing rec storage for the next phase. A little counter thing. Oh, I guess I never mentioned, I have a bunch of stuff in this game bound to the mouse wheel, including the counter button, which is mostly just like convenient, but for this next part, it'll be very important. Basically, a bunch of dudes are gonna jump out and like all attack you at the same time. You have to counter all of them, and it's like kind of annoying to like mash the button quickly to do that. But you just bind it to the mouse wheel, and then it becomes kind of trivial, as you will see.
Sabes que no puedo hacer eso, Talia.
Entonces, amado mío, tendrás que morir.
No podéis derrotar.
Yeah. Game didn't even like slow down to give you a chance to counter them because you already did it. So, same idea as last time, just battering anybody that's about to attack you. That was really good, actually. I haven't had a fight that good in a while. Once again, just do double shots to blast them. Cool. Alright, so there's like a 45-second long cutscene at the end of this fight that we're going to try to skip. Basically, as soon as we're done this like countering and beatdown thing we have to do, we're going to pull out our standing rec storage and then do some nonsense to make something happen. Okay, pull that out. We're gonna stun him. Ah, that's no good. Dang it. If this room loads in, then the cutscene just kind of happens, even though you can't see anything. It's very awkward.
Escúchame, detective. Y escúchame.
In any percent, you can throw batarangs at Raish right now, and that will work. But in this category, we can't do that, because if you do that, it skips getting the reverse batarang gadget. And we need the reverse batarang gadget for exactly one thing. So if you don't have it, you're soft locked because you can't 100%. So let's get that. All right, so that's the end of that. Before we make our way out of here, there's a few more demon seals we need to grab.
Siento decepcionarte.
¿Has encontrado a Ras? Espera, las lecturas de tu traje vuelven a estar normales. ¿Estás curado?
One last one here, right before the exit.
Tienen su base debajo de Arkham y extraen una especie de compuesto químico que se llama LAT. Lleva siglos usándolo y ha ido perfeccionando poco a poco.
Looks like we did indeed get everything that we're supposed to get right now, so just a straight shot to the exit.
Una pequeña dosis parece curar casi todos los males, pero hasta una dosis tan pequeña tiene efectos secundarios muy nocivos. Tantos años tomándolo, ha vuelto loco a Ras.
Okay. If you don't hold the aim button while you're trying to do a cancel, sometimes it'll just open the door normally, even though you like totally did it successfully. You gotta hold aim the entire time. We're gonna leave here the exact same way we came in.
Lo dudo. Ras es una adicto a la fosa. Le he dado una oportunidad de superar esa adicción. O volveré para hacerlo yo mismo.
And on our way out, we will notice that the mayor of Gotham City has been thrown in here. So that's interesting. It's kind of his fault that this whole thing is happening. with this like prison city thing, so we kind of want to know what's going on. So we better get to him before somebody like kills him.
Ciudadanos de Arkham, en estos momentos un nuevo preso entra en mis instalaciones. Los más nostálgicos.
That's how you end a fight quickly with all those combat upgrades. Once again, hit some cameras before we rescue him.
No, por favor.
Bruce, detecto de eso nada. Tienes que volver al cuartel del ShikkenNuggets. Por favor,
It's like the Bowery prisoner down there is not there. Hello? Okay. Normally this just happens even if you're not looking at it, but I guess not this time. Yet another weird symbol from a weird dude. And back to another round of collecting things. Will that work? Okay, cool. Gotta go over here. We land on this gargoyle, and then this, like, shutter thing briefly opens up. If we pick up this trophy too quickly, the shutter doesn't actually open correctly, and you can't get out, so we gotta wait a little bit there. Scan some riddles here. One is for Crime Alley, and the other is for that movie starring Basil Carlo, who I guess is somebody. Before we move on, we will get this prisoner. So we currently have 5 right now, which means we'll probably have 8 going into the late game, which is pretty good. There are 15 prisoners in total that we need to save. I think that phone ringing's kind of bad, but it might not matter. We will find out soon. So the serial killer who bandages people's faces has struck again. Gotta give Batman a chance to figure out what's happening here. Fun fact about the Spanish dub here. The actor reads this line twice for some reason. This line, specifically.
¿Puedes cotejarlas con todos los registros del país? Oráculo, he reconstruido un juego de huellas limpio, pero no coincide con ninguna de las bases de datos criminales de Gotham. Te estoy enviando las huellas. Cotéjalas con todos los registros del país.
That wastes so much time that they just like left in a bad take of that line. And yet, despite that, Spanish is still fastest. It's hilarious to me.
Bruce, no sé cómo... Sí, por supuesto, lo siento. Es que, bueno, ya sabes.
Alright, so we're gonna make our way to another phone that hopefully will just ring for us, but it probably won't. No such luck. That's okay. That's what this camera's for, if I can hit it. We reload checkpoint, and basically just keep reloading until we actually get it. Not great phone luck so far, unfortunately, but not much you can do about it. It's a 25% chance of the phone ringing anytime you reload, so in theory it should be within 4 reloads, but obviously that's not exactly how probability works. So sometimes it takes a lot more. Okay, that's not too bad. I lost track of how many reloads that was. I want to say it was 5. not too bad. Nothing we have to do during this call, so we're just going straight to the objective here. So what normally happens when you're falling, when you're about to hit the ground, Batman, if you fell from high enough, will do like something with his cape to do like a fancy little landing so it doesn't look like he broke his legs from fall damage. But you can prevent that from happening by gliding right before he hits the ground. Just for like a second. That's what I did just there.
Así que ideé desesperadamente un plan para recuperar el dinero de mis padres y volver a ser feliz.
Learning even more about Zazz's life story right now.
Esos planes nunca salen bien. Pero estando a la puerta del salón iceberg en aquella calurosa noche de verano, recuerdo que sentí algo. Esperanza, tal vez.
That's all for now, though. So we're gonna go up here. We're gonna try to scan this riddle as we're going past it. Nice, we got it. Then another riddle here. Trophy. Another trophy over here that's convenient to get right now. Right before we make our way back into GCPD. Because Freeze wanted us to get something for him, and we have it. So we're going back to talk to Freeze, who's here now. And definitely nothing bad will happen. Hack that thing so it's open later, but we're not going to grab the trophy right now. Oh, yes, yes, grab it. Cool, that's a convenient time to get that. It's not guaranteed that somebody grabs one of those things, but when someone does, it's totally worth getting that physical challenge out of the way. So there's 3 trophies we need to get in here before we go talk to Freeze. One is holding air remote control battering being electrified so that we can hit this panel here. There's this one, involves hacking this thing. Ideally do the hack first, I just forgot and did it in the wrong order. But that's okay. That trophy. There's one up here. This one's kind of awkward. There's 3 buttons you gotta land on, and you gotta do like a line launch and redirect, but there's like very little space here. Sometimes Batman will get stuck on the upper level when you try to do the redirect, but fortunately it did not happen this time. And this trophy here, we'll quickly equip the Disruptor. So, surprise, this is the 3rd boss fight. We're going to fight Mr. Freeze. So we have to do 4 unique attacks on him, because every time you do an attack on him, he learns how to counter it. So first off, we're going to use the Disruptor, and we're just going to lure him over here. Pushed him a little further than I wanted, but this is all good. Lure him back this way, towards this wall that we're gonna blow up. That leaves him perfectly in position on this water that has these wires going into it that are hooked up to this big red butt. I wonder what this does. So yeah, that's how you destroy Freeze. I should note, so since I'm playing on easy, I only had to do 4 attacks on him, but if you're playing on like higher difficulties, I forget what the exact spread is. I want to say it's 5 on normal, 8 on hard, and 9 in New Game Plus. So the fight actually is generally a lot harder than that. And obviously if you don't know what you're doing, then you can't cheese it quite as efficiently. But yeah, that's definitely my personal favorite boss fight in this game. Alright, so there's a little cutscene that's supposed to play right now, but we don't want to watch it, so while we're waiting before we can actually do something, we're going to buy this upgrade because we'll need it real soon. And then if we force the game to save by catching that remote control Batarang, which gives us a physical challenge, and then reload checkpoint, we'll just spawn somewhere else entirely. And no cutscene. Grab that trophy from earlier.
Esa torre es mía.
Hack this thing.
Precipites. El Joker se cabreará si metemos la pata. ¿Pero qué dices? Es imposible que falle un tiro para volarle la cara a esa periodista tan inservible.
Take out these snipers who are harassing this poor news reporter. That's not exactly what you're supposed to do, but whatever. I'll have to do a ice takedown later. That's not a big deal. Some more breakables while we're waiting for Vicky Vale to be ready to be rescued.
Aquí estarás.
Now that we're done with that, oh, excuse me, there is a big invisible wall around here for some reason. There's a trophy locked behind this gate, or these bars or whatever. So we'll grab that. And we got one last thing involving this weirdo.
El momento se acerca. La verdad saldrá a la luz.
Like, bro, can't you see I'm kind of in the middle of something? Like, this is a really bad time for you to be bothering me. Did that work? It did. Okay, cool. So, these symbols mean something, so we gotta orient them in just the right way, like so. Ah, yes, and they point to that random spot on the map. So I guess we'll go check that out later. Maybe that'll mean something. Gotta hit all three of these things relatively quickly to get this trophy. And we've got yet another phone coming up here. This is a double phone, so there's not a huge amount of guarantee that we get what we want here. We want the left phone for this one, because the left phone takes us back towards the museum, which is where we want to go. Which one's that? That's the right phone. Oh, that's not too bad. Cool, cool, cool. Fun little zip we can do right here to get to Park Row instantly. Just like this. Get used to that, because we're going to do that a lot. Like that specific zip. It's very useful. And during this call, we got a lot of Riddler stuff we need to grab, so that trophy for one thing. Whoops. Oh. I was trying to throw a Batarang at it, but it wouldn't let me equip it. More cameras. You know, in retrospect, it's probably not a good thing to destroy all of the security cameras in a prison. But, oh well. Batman has decided this is what he's gonna do, so I guess it's just happening. Here, so we can get this. Whoop. Come on. Right.
El salón iceberg estaba repleto de...
Conveniently, those thugs off to the side there will not bother us while we're talking to Zazz here. They're too polite for that, you know.
Al principio parecía que iba ganando. Las cartas me sonreían y me vi sentado a la mesa del dueño. Por alguna razón pensé que podía ganar, que él jugaría limpio. Eché un vistazo por la mesa y vi a las personas a las que me enfrentaba. Tiburones del juego, matones, príncipes y el asqueroso...
This minigame is not particularly difficult or involved at all. You really do just follow the thing.
Las fichas se iban amontonando y solo quedábamos él.
But you gotta, unfortunately, you still have to like pay full attention to it. So we're gonna use the freeze grenade a lot in this fight on purpose for physical challenges. I do a I guess it doesn't work if it I need to do it on a guy with a gun. But that's okay, there's plenty of opportunities to do that. Alright, so these are undercover cops that have taken over this part of the museum. Trying to get the thugs to go away, but they have seen that it's Batman, so they're gonna let me in. They're going to give me the Mind Disruptor gadget, which will be important for a couple things. Scan that dude's umbrella, because that's a riddle. Scan these top hats, because that's also a riddle. Flip this mine. Slide right in here, okay. Still you don't get blown up, but whatever. You have to get out though, there we go. Make sure we got both those penguins, because we need both of them. It's actually weird that neither of those prisoners are there. Oh well. Alright, so this one, we gotta place gel on all of these. And then when we stand on this button, they'll activate one at a time, so we gotta blow these up. Just like that. Another fun little one over here. There's like some stuff going on up above that's like trying to trick you into wasting your time, but you just do this. And we're just gonna reload checkpoint because it's a little faster than going out normally. You don't have to fight those guys, but it's just a little easier. I don't like doing the fight skip here. So now that we're back here, there's a bunch of Two-Face guys in here. Get them out of the way so we don't have to worry about them. Try to scan this while we're climbing up. Did not succeed. That's okay. We'll just scan it on the way out. There's a penguin statue back there we'll hit. Get the trophy. That didn't work either. This one's really finicky. There we go. This is a neat little area. We'll go up here. Gotta go back over this way to grab a trophy up here. Oh, you might also notice there's a bunch of these pink trophies around. Those are the Catwoman trophies. Catwoman is not included in this run because she is technically a DLC character, but for some reason her trophies are still in the world even if you don't have the DLC. Yeah, the 100% with Catwoman is its own category. This is just Batman. Alright, that's that fight taken care of. We're gonna go over here. So since we did Dino Skip earlier, there's normally an elevator in this little room here, but the elevator's just kind of gone. And we also can't get up normally because there's still a wall up there. But fortunately, we can just do this nonsense. Kind of trick the game into pushing us up here anyway. And boom, no problem. So we have to hack this panel twice to actually turn on the electricity for later. So we'll hack it once right now. For leave, we'll just hit these two penguin statues. Perfect. Move right along. There's a question mark riddle here where we have to line up a dot and a question mark. This one's not too finicky, but sometimes they're really annoying actually. Up here. Now we're gonna go back into this predator room, and there's gonna be a bunch of thugs in here. We're going to try to avoid taking all of them out. It's a bit faster to go through the room without anyone seeing you than to actually take them all out. That was a little weird. Grab that. As soon as he turns the corner, we will grab him. Just launch through here. No one will see anything. Wait for this guy to turn the corner. This is the main trophy that we couldn't get earlier because we needed the freeze grenade. And one last trophy in this room right here. There's a trophy that we have to wreck jump to get to. You don't have to wreck jump, but it's just a lot easier if you do. I may have actually botched this. Nope, we're good. Go, line launch all the way across, because what we're going for happens to be all the way over here. Yeah, I don't really trust the ice rafts, so... Case in point. Wow, okay. They're being, like, extra rude right now. Really? Okay. I rarely have this much trouble with this specific trophy. But the ice rafts in general are very annoying. The physics is somewhat unreliable. back in here, there's a couple thugs. We'll just quickly take them out. Whoops, we'll try to quickly take them out anyway. Good enough. Another Titan container in here. Is this... Can't remember if that's 2 or 3. Out of 6 total. I guess we'll find out in a moment. That's 3, okay. So there are 3 left. I think we're close to the halfway point of the run. At least in terms of, like, amount of stuff to do. I'm not sure about time. I guess pretty close in terms of time as well. There's 2 more trophies in here that require electricity. Sometimes the Adarang is not super helpful, like sad things. Oh yeah, so since we did Dino Skip earlier, these gate things can just have gadgets go right through them, which is very convenient. And on our way out, we're going to line launch 5 times for a physical challenge. Let's make sure I didn't miss one. 4, 5. That's everything we need to do in the museum. We never have to come back here. So let's get out of here. And as soon as we exit, we have another phone that we're gonna try to get to ring. So entering and exiting a building has the same effect as reloading checkpoint, which is just resetting the phone manager basically so that it will try to ring the phone again. And as mentioned before, it is a 25% chance per attempt. Yeah, this is pretty good. So now we have a kind of difficult call actually. We have to do a lot of stuff during this one. So, first of all, we gotta keep an eye out for prisoners, because this is still a good time to get some. If I happen to see any, there's one right here. Whoops, didn't mean to slide there. You can get that by back clawing instead of sliding in there. Gotta get this trophy. I don't think we're gonna have enough time to get everything I want to get, but we can just get stuff after the call if I feel like we're low on time. Try to get this. This is super awkward to get out of. Yeah, we're gonna be cutting it pretty close. I'll just answer the phone and then we'll get stuff after. I probably could make it, but I don't want to risk it. Because if you don't get to the phone in time, you have to do the entire call all over again, and anything you did during it doesn't save. So like I'd have to get that prisoner again, for example. So I'm just gonna play it safe, not worry about it. It's not too bad to just go in the reverse order to get the other things I want to get.
Se inclinó hacia adelante y pude oler el hedor a tabaco de su aliento. El 6 de picas. Y por último, el 6 de corazones. Ah,
Qué gustado. Y entonces se echó a reír. Lanzó un eructo de humo mientras ponía sus cartas sobre la mesa. Carta por carta, mi corazón.
That starts getting pretty upset here.
Un 3, un 4, un 5, un 6, un maldito 7. Su escalera de color acabó conmigo. Había perdido y me arrojaron a la calle.
Basically, like, gambled away all his money or something, and even though it's his fault, he blames everyone else. Although, the person he was playing with probably cheated, so maybe it's not his fault.
Hemos perdido una cámara en el sector 2.
Alright, and then back over this way.
Le pasó.
Scan a Riddle there for construction. This one's a little awkward because these just like pop up in some order that I fail to remember every time. Cool. Another very fun freeze raft trophy. This one's generally not too bad. It's a fun little one. So you're supposed to, I actually don't remember what you're supposed to do here, to be completely honest. But what you can do is just put a freeze raft down, land on it there, push that up. That probably is what you're supposed to do. 100% in this game is all the side missions, basically. And all the collectibles, since you have to collect everything to beat Riddler. That line launch is kind of risky, but I nailed it, so we're good. So we can pick this up. And this one. This Riddle is super finicky if you don't know how it works. But the way you're supposed to solve it is you just stand on this block here, hold out the wreck, and then line it up and scan it. If you're not holding out the wreck, that scan is like impossible. All right, this is a fun one. Ah, just too late. There we go, I got it. All right, so now we're going to head back towards the church. And to get there, we're going to do the zip. Because we need to trigger the next Deadshot victim for later, which means going over here. And I also want to quickly check one thing over here. No, okay. Back towards the church we go then. Whoops.
Cámaras del sector 2 perdidas.
Whoops. Gotta scan this weird thing. Yes, now we'll finally learn what this guy's purpose was. Cool. Anyway. That's one side mission done. I think... Is that the first side mission we finish? I guess it is. It's a pretty easy one. Now we gotta collect all this stuff. Here, some more stuff to collect. These balloons. Ideally, these guys don't bother me too much. Oh, that balloon didn't get hit. Hang on, I gotta... Cool. Going to go in here. Just go right through the mines again, because the mines are not really a problem. Reload checkpoint, because it's a little easier than what we're actually supposed to do. There's a trophy under this bridge, so we gotta throw a freeze grenade here to grab it. There's a riddle here involving Scarecrow's mask. Blink and you miss it. Another riddle here. I think I actually got it. Nice. Now we gotta go save Mr. Freeze's wife, Nora, who's been kidnapped. She's being held in this building. A lot of thugs here, but as we've learned, combat is kind of a non-issue in this game. Hack this quickly before Batman realizes that Nora is actually here, so that we don't have to hack it after.
La mujer de Freeze está a salvo. Debería decírselo.
Ideally, there are some prisoners here, but looks like this guy's not here. That's okay. We'll just have to check the other ones later. Oh, this guy's here. Oh, this is actually a really good time to get this guy. I feel like there's a chance there could be 2 prisoners in Industrial right now, but I've never actually been in this kind of scenario before, so I'm not sure. It's pretty unlikely. I think I have enough that I won't worry about it, though. Because I have 7 right now, and 7 is a good number to have. Another case of flying through rings.
Casi no puedo ni pensar en que te vayas a morir ahí fuera. No dejo de verte muerto, tirado en la nieve. Es lo único que me hace sonreír.
With that, there's a trophy all the way out here. Whoops, not exactly what I was going for.
Creo que estamos convencidos de que vamos a parar a Batman en esta vez. ¿No?
Another one here. There's a riddle here because this is where Black Mask tried to break out of the city and failed miserably, I think. I don't know, he's still in here, so I guess he didn't get very far. That. We're just gonna yank this guy down here. Or, hello? There we go. Pretty nasty fall, but I'm sure he's fine. I am going to quickly check something over here. Just for my own reference. No? Okay.
Por eso está enfermo, ¿no?
Alright, so we're going to do a grappling boost takedown on this sniper. Just gives us a perfect opportunity to do the reverse batarang challenge on this guy. That's the reverse batarang. You're never going to see that again. Yank some people. Whoops, that's not exactly what I had in mind. That all went pretty well. Oops. This thing up. We're gonna blow it up at the same time we blow this up, so we don't alert these guys until we have to. Then we're gonna shoot this. Whoop. Okay. That's awkward. Oh, almost fell off the raft there. That would have been embarrassing. Whoop. Come on. Gonna make our way through this area. Gotta leap all the way to this. Very nice. Batman can jump extremely far, but only when he wants to. Slide through here. There's one trophy we can get over here. Hence the question mark. Anywhere you see question marks, safe bet that there are trophies. Fight here. Nothing special to do here, so we just want to clear these guys as quickly as possible. Just like that. Nice physics, yo. It's always fun when stuff like that happens. Get these guys out of the way so we don't have to worry about them. That dude's chilling up there. Too bad. He gets to stay there for a while. Some fun with the RC Batarang. There's a tiny little gap there. We can throw it through. Whoops. I need the electricity here. Sneak. Ah, okay. That's fine. Let's try that again. Try to wedge in here. Perfect. That'll be important later. And then we need to do another one. Where we have to come back through the gap, which is significantly harder than going through it. Cool. It's our trophy. And that riddle. We'll see if that worked in a second. It did. That one's also very generous. Oh, okay. Usually he tries to land on the raft, like just on his own if you drop somewhere and there's a raft, but sometimes he adamantly refuses to cooperate. Okay. It's not the absolute worst thing that could have happened, but somewhat unfortunate. And instead of going through this whole room normally, we're going to bounce off this beam here. And then from here, you can just glide all the way to the exit. Hack this thing to lower the bridge here. And there's a trophy here I always forget, so I'm telling myself about it so that I don't forget it. It's right here. Somehow, like, I always think about this one, and then I just, like, don't realize that I've completely forgotten about it until afterwards. But we're good now. Move this minecart out of the way. While we're waiting for that, we will scan that hammer. Blow that thing up. Grab that trophy. Oh, hey, look, a friendly person. Let's blast him. I don't know why they made it so you can shoot her, but you can, and it's hilarious. Alright, so we got a predator room. We're going to try to lure a bunch of those guys up here. Looks like we did so successfully. This guy didn't quite go over. There we go. Good predator room.
Vaya, esto ha sido una decepción terrible, ¿verdad? Pero mira el lado positivo. Yo me siento muy
I don't trust that I actually got the corner storage. I'm just gonna get it again to make sure. line launcher for this. So we're going to throw a freeze grenade at this guy so that we can do a line launcher takedown on him. For yet another physical challenge. There really are a lot of physical challenges when you're like actually thinking about all of them, and it's not just like muscle memory. So unfortunately, we can't get everything yet, so we've still left a lot of stuff in this area, but we'll come back pretty much immediately when we're done with this. We can just stun those snipers so they don't bother us, and then we don't have to fight anybody in that room. And now, the Funhouse Brawl. So first of all, we just gotta beat up Joker here for a bit. Eventually he just gives up.
No aguanto más. Tú ganas. Me has vencido. Espera. ¿He dicho a mí? Decía a mí y a esto.
I think this is still the hardest fight in the game. I don't think there are any particularly difficult ones, even in Hundo. So we're gonna take out these 4 guys. We're gonna try to keep our combo by just keeping Joker on the ground. We can't actually take Joker out yet, so we're just keeping him out of play. Place gel manually there because manually placed gel has much larger range. Here's the big hammer guy. We're gonna use the mouse wheel to punch him extremely quickly. Once we're done with him, knock everybody down with the gel multi-rang. Once everybody's done, you take out the Titan, and then that leaves Joker. And that's how you do that fight extremely quickly. Alright, so some bad stuff's happening out here, which we're totally concerned about, for sure. Definitely. We actually don't care, we're just gonna go collect other stuff. Like everybody in the prison is getting killed or something. We're just like, yeah, whatever. I got trophies to collect. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? There we go. That thing, while we're waiting for that thing, we'll grab this trophy. Get this elevator out of our way. Oops, excuse me. There's a trophy down here. Trophy up here. My movement right now is a little sloppy, but that's okay. Load that up. Fun fact, if you try to cancel this door at the wreck, the game crashes every time, so that is why I did not cancel it. Specifically on the way in. On the way out, it's fine. Alright, so we're gonna get these penguins with batarangs. Once we destroy them all, a trophy comes out. Just like that. There's a box of tricks we gotta scan. And then this is the freeze cluster grenade gadget, which is so useful that we're only going to use it once ever for a physical challenge, and then never again. It's not very useful, but we need it. Picking it up counts as a side mission, and like I said, need it for a physical challenge. Oh, went right into the elevator there. That's it for this side area though, so back into the main steel mill. Some stuff going on over here. Ugh. He like does not like just dropping into that hole. some lava here. No big deal. I feel like the amount of lava in this facility is some kind of health code violation, but that's not really my problem. Over here, there's some more trophies. Or actually just one down here behind this thing. Fun fact, you can get stuck on the way out here on this corner. Batman just can't decide if he's like supposed to be crouching or not, and he just gets stuck in the corner. It's really cool. And if you reload after collecting everything in a room because you got stuck, it makes you pick up everything again, because the game only saves when you inside of a building. The game only saves when you move to a new room. It doesn't save like when you do things. So very important to not get stuck randomly. Bumper cars out of the way so we can get a couple more trophies. One down here. Almost done with this area. And this was the thing we actually needed to come back for, is this Riddle. The hammer dude and the sickle dude are reunited. And they're only reunited after you finish the Funhouse Brawl. If it wasn't for that, we would be able to do everything on the second visit, but no big deal. Doesn't take too long to go through all that. There's a Riddle here. Scan this thing. And that should be everything we need to worry about here. So now I didn't need to cancel that door. It's just impulse. Now we're going to do something called Protocol 10 skip. Where we skip basically the part where the helicopters kill everybody, which is Protocol 10. We're just gonna skip it. So first we gotta get down to the subway. So the fast way to do that is do a zip with some storage we grabbed earlier. Then go through here. All right, now that we're down here, a lot of nonsense is going to happen. It's going to be difficult to explain. So there's a glitch in this game where if you're on a railing and you're on like the very edge of the railing and you start throwing freeze grenades, it'll push you up into the air. You can actually abuse that with railing storage, which we're going to see here very shortly. So I'm gonna cancel this door. This whole room is gonna completely deload, and when it does, I'm going to start freeze grenade climbing. Or I'm going to try to. Oh boy. I may be screwed. No, we're good. Okay, we'll just do the backup. No big deal. Just do it from here. I think it's 40 something. Can't remember. I'll just do way too many so that I go well over the wall. Cool, and then we gotta force the whole tower area to load, so we do that by getting right up against the elevator shaft, doing another climb. Should be 7. Cool, and the last one is 58. $10. 20. 30. 35, 36, 37. 40. 50, 55, 56, 57, 58. And the reason you have to do 58 and not just grapple up as soon as you can is because if you don't, the tower doesn't load. So I gotta scan that. Grab this thing. It's very important that we get all the Riddler stuff when we're up here because we're not exactly soft locked, but if you do Protocol 10 skip, you can't really get up here normally, so we have to do some like real nonsense if I miss anything. Get these guys to leave me alone here while I get this. And then we just drop down into the elevator shaft. Brought up here, which is a good place to be. Gotta move across this thing. We have to hit a trigger here for everything to load correctly at the top of the tower. And then once we've done that, we can just make our way over to get the rest of all the Riddler stuff. Okay, that's all the demon seals. Something we have to scan here. It's a little finicky. Looks like it worked. Cool. Wasn't too finicky that time. And now we go up to the tower. So since I'm going like around the tower like this instead of going up through it normally, the game doesn't load the AI for these guys correctly. So I can do all sorts of loud nonsense and they just won't hear it. There he is. That should be 3, 4. Whoops. Where is the last guy? There he is. And that's that.
Los cuerpos rotos que ha dejado en esta sala no me preocupan.
Hero Gotham. Finally, we have met him again. The villain of the game that we're at the end of. Sick headbutt. Gotta love it. So some stuff happens. The tower exploded and everyone's dead or something. I don't know. That's basically the story of this game. Got another unskippable cutscene here. So once again, good time to hydrate or take a break or do whatever you need to do real quick. Not gonna miss too much if you do.
Como puedes ver, corre el peligro de acabar con esa cabecita tan bonita estampada contra esta cámara.
Ignórale, mi amor. Déjale morir.
Ah, qué romántico. Lo malo es que...
2 people died in that cutscene, and they're both evil.
Y los dos sabemos que no puedes ignorarme.
So, everything's fine.
Bueno, escucha, Batman. He montado un pequeño show para ti. Va a ser la bomba de alfombra roja.
Right? No, he dies. He just comes back to life later. He's not permanently dead. He's just kind of dead. But, yeah, he's dead. Alright, so now we gotta go to the Monarch Theater. But to get there, first we gotta take out a bunch of snipers. So, fortunately, the easiest way to take out snipers is just to yank their guns off the buildings they're standing on. And then they just kind of, like, stand there defeated, not really sure what to do. I enjoy that English dialogue that they just forgot to translate. They saw me, but no big deal. Yank that guy's gun. These guys you do have to actually take out legit, but... Well, maybe not legit, but you do have to take them out rather than just take away their guns. Alright. Now we're gonna go fight Joker. Just kidding. It's actually Clayface. Big surprise. So, We gotta try to get him to come to these bombs. He'll either roll or jump. Okay, he's gonna jump, so we'll dive out of the way. Blow it up with explosive gel. And then he'll roll into this one. That's the end of that phase. Just run over here. Let him start his next attack so that he only does one attack at the beginning of the next phase instead of two.
¿Os acordáis? Deberías estar jugando. ¿Qué diablos estás haciendo, Batman?
Here, hopefully get into position before he destroys me.
¿Qué estás haciendo?
Cool. We are good. For some reason, Clayface kind of starts going through the floor here. I'm not really sure why that's a thing, but... not really a problem, fortunately.
¡No os quedáis parados!
We'll once again showcase our sword skills. And also our anime skills. Because, yeah.
Vas a hacer que llegue tarde a mi spa.
Alright, so in the next phase...
Además, ya no tienes que salvar a ninguna chica, ¿verdad?
basically, Clayface is going to be hiding in the ground for most of the fight. We'll take out a bunch of, like, clay minion things that he creates.
Un cambio de paisaje te
And
ayudaría.
then he'll pop out, try to attack us. We'll attack him instead. You're supposed to do that 4 times to win, but we're only going to do it 3 times because we're just that good. First, we gotta get up here. Throw 5 or 6 freeze grenades here. We'll do 6 because spawns are kind of weird. Alright, and then if we just hide over here, when he shoots at us, it just hits an invisible wall instead of hitting us, which is very convenient. Gotta take out a bunch of these guys. We're all pretty well lined up for us. Throw more freeze grenades. Those are pretty good spawns. Anytime you're able to get a lot of them with like one swing of the sword is pretty good. That was a decent Clayface fight. So now we jump into his mouth to win. That is the end of the main story. Which leaves just 1 hour of cleanup, basically. So we gotta skip through some menus. Alright, so right away, we want another phone to ring. We're not so lucky. Yeah, there's this is without Catwoman. This is just the base game. So we gotta reload over and over and over again until the phone rings. There's only 2 more of these left in the run, fortunately. But none of them have been nice yet today, so that's unfortunate. We get a sneak preview of all the side missions we need to finish while we're doing this, which I guess is nice if you're into that sort of thing. Okay, there we go. So now, before we go answer the phone, we're gonna solve this trophy. Like so. And try to answer this phone. Sometimes this phone like fakes you out and just like stops answering. Or like it stops ringing, and then when you move away from it, it starts ringing again. All right, there's a small chance that a prisoner I want is over here, so I'm gonna take a short detour to check. Dang, he's still not there. The prisoner RG at the start was really good, but it's been quite bad since then, unfortunately. Hopefully it won't be too much of a problem.
¿Te imaginas lo que fue eso, Batman? Estaba aturdido. Lo había perdido todo y estaba solo, llorando como un bebé, dando tumbos por las calles de esta ciudad.
I currently have 7, which is not too bad, but just I was hoping one of the middle ones in Bowery would show up.
Mirando al mar, sentí la cálida brisa sobre mi piel y me sentí bien. Miré hacia abajo y me imaginé a mí mismo cayendo en los acogedores brazos de mi madre.
We still need to do a bit more testing with the prisoners, because I figured out a lot of the spawning behavior recently, but I think there's still a little bit of weirdness that we don't fully understand. Dude, they took his dinero? That's unbelievable.
Fríos y desesperados, y algo que me resultaba familiar, algo inevitable. Vi la perdición. Vi que somos todos iguales, atrapados en un miserable círculo vicioso que exige una salvación. Así que se la di.
Right along here. There's a prisoner here. Forgot to check before I blasted off into space. This guy, we got 2 trophies tied to that guy, so we will get those. Good. Like no chance of that Park Row guy spawns right now. Because now that we're post game, anytime you take out a prisoner, another one will spawn randomly, and there doesn't seem to be like a super identifiable pattern to which ones spawn under what circumstances. So I kind of just have to check every spot that I'm near when I'm near them. Whoops. Forgot you're not supposed to put gel on all of them. You're just supposed to put gel on 2 of them and then blow one up. Whoop. Helps if you press the right keys on your keyboard, though. Here we got another Deadshot victim.
Debería escanear la zona en busca de pruebas. La bala impactó. Deadshot ha vuelto a atacar.
Somehow shot the guy through that water tower. It's actually kind of impressive. Seems kind of unnecessary, but Deadshot does like showing off.
A lo mejor nos da una pista de dónde encontrarlo. Deadshot ha cometido un error.
It's important that you skip this dialogue and don't just leave, because the 3rd Deadshot thing doesn't trigger correctly if you do that. It's not a soft lock, you can still make it happen, it's just I think you have to reload or something. Scan some more riddles. There's a trophy down here. So since we rescued Nora like an hour ago, we can now go tell Freeze that we rescued her, because I guess he might want to know.
La he encontrado.
That settles that. Now we're going back into Industrial, because there's a lot of stuff to clean up there, and then after we're done cleaning things up in Industrial, we are going to the subway, because we've never actually properly been in the subway. We've gone, like, to it a couple times, but not stayed there long enough to actually collect anything. So now we're going to do a proper journey through it, make sure we get everything. Ugh. I cut that really close. Okay. Surprised it let me. Okay, so fun little trophy here. You have to line launch cleverly. There's some like ridiculous glide you can do instead of line launching there, but it's extremely difficult, so I've never actually done it. Like not even in practice. If I could get over to this guy, that would be great. I was gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure I got them all. So, as usual, we can kind of just ignore the mines here. Just dive right through them. Just like so. That's all the trophies tied to that prisoner, so back on route here. Oh, I forgot something. Over this way. Oh, by the way, for those curious, we are currently at 69%. That. Try to hit this. There's a riddle here involving a phone, of all things. Wonder what that could be alluding to. That out of the way. So hacking that thing tells me where all the cameras are in this district, which we don't really need, but you still need to hack the thing because it does count as a distinct collectible is not the right word, but you know what I mean. Okay, that didn't quite work. If you know what you're doing, you can glide into all these without having to boost off anything, but I forgot what I was doing. Ooh, there were two prisoners here. Interesting. Oh god. Hang on. Why did I do this? I've made a mistake. Is this 50 meters? Probably not. Not even close. Alright, well I gotta do that again. You want to do a 50-meter dive onto the button? Because 50 meters is another physical challenge. Okay, we're totally fine for prisoners now, because now there's only one left in industrial. And we come back here again. So we are good. Alright, let me do this now. Out of the way. There's a trophy over here that we gotta get. Involves running on these buttons. Ah, went way too early. There I often forget this one inside of the city wall here. And up here. Oh, dang it. There we go. So it's always 2 over from the one it shows you counterclockwise, so you don't have to actually follow this, fortunately. That would be so annoying if it was like random or something. Whoops. Okay. I love when the game just like slows down like that for no reason. It's really cool. Another Titan container. This is the second last one. The last one will be down in the subway, which we're going to very soon. Oh, come on. There we go. This is not quite right, but it's fine. Hit this camera here and this balloon. There's 2 trophies in this, whatever you want to call it, this area. One is there, the other one is over here with a hack. Last thing before we leave is that camera. Now in the subway, first thing is getting some electricity on a batarang to hit a panel all the way over here. Oh. Make sure you hit those teeth. That's the breakable down here, is Joker teeth. Riddle here, involving Killer Croc. We've got a very complicated riddle here, where we stand on a button.
Esto no va a ser fácil, caballero oscuro.
Riddler says some completely meaningless words before revealing that he has trapped us in here.
La respuesta es 2.
Unfortunately, you can just do this.
1. Y el detective caballero oscuro no logra completar mi desafío.
All right.
¿Qué ha pasado, caballero oscuro? ¿De verdad te has pensado mi puzzle?
Actually, he decides to let us out. And we're right along, right on our way. Yeah, it's kind of cruel that they like put that in a place where you would try it casually and just like have no idea that it's going to kill you and there's nothing you can do about it. All right. Now, before we move on here, I'm going to quickly check my physical challenges. Okay, cool. There's 2 left. That's what we expect. So we are completely on track for those, which means we can just clear out this room the fun way. Just like that. Come on. There we go. Now we have to do a little bit of backtracking in the underground area because since we did Protocol 10 skip, we didn't get a great opportunity to get all of this stuff. But that's okay, because we just do it now. Here. I don't know why I canceled that door. It's when it's a door that like changes what room you're in, canceling it does nothing. It's just like an impulse for me to do that. Oops, grab that trophy in there. Hello? There we go. There's a trophy up here. Grab that, grab this. Then there's one thing we have to do in this room that we couldn't do earlier while I was hacking this thing. Because you can only do this either after getting the Tiger codes by scanning all the helicopters during Protocol 10, or the game just gives it to you afterwards, so feel free to do it now. That's it. We are completely done with that. Head over here. Hack this thing from a distance. While we're waiting for that to open, we can chuck a freeze grenade down there because we'll need that in a moment. Grab that trophy. There's another trophy down here. Then we can grapple boost up through here. Like so. That should be everything in this room. Oops. Yep, looks good. Oh, rip. That is unfortunate. Some teeth here. Whack those. Scan that. Pick up this trophy. Shoot that thing with the wreck to get that trophy over there. There's yet another trophy here. Trophy. Whoops. Trophy. Gonna get gargoyle storage on the remote control batarang. That'll matter in a moment here.
Que empieza con una garrapata y acaba con un shock.
So what you're supposed to do here is you're supposed to use tightrope with the line launcher to like get off the floor, but we don't have tightrope and we can't get it, so we're going to do something else instead. We're just gonna pull out our gargoyle storage. So the game thinks Batman's on a gargoyle right now, which means he's not touching the ground. So GG, get wrecked puzzle. And then Riddler accuses you of cheating.
Me sorprende. Sabía que era demasiado difícil para que lo completara.
That. Hopefully that scan worked. It did. So we can hop up here and then just like let go of the run button, and it just lets you kind of go through that window like so. Oh boy. All right. We're getting close to done with the subway. Yeah. Okay, then some teeth over here. Trophy hidden in here. The Vicky Vale Riddle here. They're really hard to see trophy hidden here. You're not looking for it. You could like look over there and be like, nope, there's nothing there, and go right past it. There's a Catwoman trophy we're just going to ignore, as we have been doing the entire run. All that should be left in here is one set of Joker teeth, right there, and this trophy. Whoops. Really? Okay, we're good. So, because we did Protocol 10 skip, one of the doors in the processing center is now, like, permanently locked. So, to get around that, we gotta do a little bit of nonsense here. So, first up, we're gonna do a zip. Remember this one? Oh good, that prisoner's there. That'll be good later. Alright, we're gonna go up here. And then one more rec jump off here. Switch over to keyboard for better gliding. And try to ram into the ceiling here. And there we go, we're in this room. And then we just reload reload checkpoint. And conveniently, the game does actually save when you do that, which means we can progress. So we'll just go into this room again, actually get all the stuff that we left previously. Okay. Pull out our hacking device because we'll need that immediately once we get back up here. Hack this elevator open. While we're waiting for that, we'll go get this trophy. This, and then we're going to cancel this door and try to scan the riddle in here quickly. I think that worked. It sure did. That trophy, gonna try to grapple boost all the way up to the top level here, because the next thing we want is behind this locked door. Scan that. Alright, and once again, because we did Protocol 10 skip, a door is locked that we need to go through, but instead of worrying about that, we can just buy this upgrade, which forces the game to save. And then when we reload checkpoint, we'll be out. And conveniently, being right there triggers Deadshot 3. I'm gonna go save this prisoner right now, because this is actually a really good time to get him. Oh, okay, that was almost bad. If I could boost off of anything, that would be helpful. Oh, I should get this puppet riddle right now while I'm here. Some of the question mark riddles are finicky. The ones in this game, most of them aren't too bad.
Le han extirpado.
There's like a few specific ones that are weird, but it's not like in Asylum all of them are bad, for example.
El asesino está más preocupado con las partes que se lleva que con las que deja. Alguien se ha tomado muchas molestias en borrar sus huellas. Han usado lejía para destruir toda prueba forense en el escenario del crimen.
What would be great is if the Park Row prisoner was there. That would be perfect. Actually, I didn't need to go for him right now, but whatever. I'll get him out of the way, then I don't have to worry about it. Cool, so there are now only 3 prisoners left, which means all the prisoners are spawned in, so I do not have to worry about backtracking for them later. Like, later than I would want to, that is. Okay. When did I get that camera? Okay. Works for me, I just don't remember hitting that.
Entrenamiento de realidad aumentada activado.
Oh boy. I don't suppose I can still nail this. Okay. That would have been incredible if I got that, but yeah, there was no way. Let's try that again. Alright, so we're going to start the Mad Hatter side mission. I mean, what Mad Hatter side mission? The Alfred has conveniently dropped off the cure for the thing that was killing us earlier, even though we already got cured. So instead of taking it, we're just gonna cancel it. And while we're waiting for the cure to affect us here, we're just gonna do some stuff real quick, including this. That's one of the 2 physical challenges that are left. And now we'll just wait. And eventually the game will just send us over to Mad Hatter. How did that happen? All I did was drink the Kool-Aid. Oh.
¿Más té, Batman?
¿Dónde estoy? ¿Qué está pasando?
Menuda pregunta. ¿Se lo cuento? Parece tan confundido que tal vez debería. Pues es muy fácil, la verdad. He colocado una pequeña idea en tu mente, una especie de sugestión hipnótica a distancia. Es un tema muy complicado. Seguro que no lo entenderías, pero como puedes ver...
This is another little bit of downtime here. So, as usual, good time to hydrate.
Strange para evitarlo. ¿Es que no vas a beberte tu té? Es un té especial, mi té especial, mi especialidad.
Vete al infierno, Jarvis.
En pocas palabras, te he hecho ver lo que más querías. ¿Qué era? Cuenta.
I really looked around in this room. There's not much to look at beyond just the main.
Cuenta. Qué predecible. Eres igual que Alicia. Nunca haces lo que quiero si no hay por medio una absurda cantidad de controles psicoactivos. Pues si eso es lo que hace falta, menos mal que ya los has asimilado. Lo único que nos falta es el toque final. Un sombrero especial.
There's gonna be some mind control here, but we're gonna overcome it with no real difficulty thanks to the mouse wheel.
No, esto no está bien.
I love this mask, dude. It's so good. Alright, so now we gotta fight a bunch of dudes on top of a clock that's falling. I don't know, man. And if you are good enough at combat, you can kind of just do this the entire fight. This is normally a pretty cool arena, but yeah, it's kind of boring in the speedrun. They really do just ring out before they even get to fight you. And that's it. It's the Riddle scanned. Nothing else to do here. Conveniently, somebody related to the Hush side mission is right here, so go interrogate him. Dump that. Next objective is up on top of this building. It's gonna be a lot more side mission stuff now. We're through most of the just like part of the game that's just collecting stuff. So go up here. Oh, there's still like 50 or so Riddler things. These guys, so they're taken care of. We've got a Deadshot victim here. We'll just scan that riddle while we're waiting for the Batman dialogue to finish.
Creo que he encontrado algo que relatar.
Eventually Batman acknowledges it. Deadshot somehow ricocheted the bullet here. It's pretty incredible. We're gonna figure out where from later. For now, we're just gonna solve this riddle, which involves 4 of these big question mark things, super far away from each other. So we'll put jail on 2 of them. So RC Batarang, the very, very far one. Just like that. Yeah, there's a much faster way to do it, but I can't figure it out. I was trying to practice it the other day, and I honestly could not remember how to do it. So we'll just do it the baby way. The baby way that works every time, though, so it's not too bad. Really? Yeah. You guys will leave us alone. Hopefully they just forget we exist while we blast off over here and then go into the courthouse. Nope. Dang it. It's gonna make me fight them. That is super lame. Alright, make sure we take out this guy first. Or not. Right, sonic battering doesn't work. I think I just have to interrogate him. So yeah, that's slow. Ideally, you don't want to do that. The fight or the interrogation. But whatever, no big deal. So in the courthouse, we have the first Riddler hostage. You might think it's weird that we're doing the first out of like, I think there's 6 Riddler hostages near the end of the run. But it will make sense very soon.
30 días tiene noviembre, con abril, junio y septiembre. 28, solo uno. Y los demás tienen 31. Pero el año bisiesto llega y se queda. Cada 4 años.
Pues no lo hizo. Mira, no hay ninguna conspiración.
Okay, that scan worked. And that's the last physical challenge, is using the freeze cluster grenade. Cool. Cape's glitching out a little bit. Scan thing is right here.
Al fin. Supongo que debería cumplir con mi parte del trato. Un acertijo para un murciélago. ¿Podrás resolverlo?
¿Has averiguado qué significan los números? Sí, es uno de los juegos de Riddler. Te ha dado algo, ¿no? Sí.
So we're supposed to like
Pero no sé qué es lo que hace.
use this riddle box thing
Deberías volver a la iglesia.
to figure out where all the hostages are, which we're totally going to do. For sure. Before we worry about that, we're going to get rope storage on the regular Batarang. And then we're going to get railing storage on the remote control Batarang. That will be important very soon. So, line up the riddle. The answer is secret. If I close the menu... Oh, I did it too early. There we go. If you close the menu just after triggering that, you can skip a bunch of dialogue that normally happens afterwards. Unfortunately, you get this weird ticking thing for not quite the rest of the run, for the next, like, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. Until you reload checkpoint, which we ideally avoid doing entirely. There's a riddle around here somewhere. There we go. It's Catwoman's apartment that gets blown up at some point, I guess. And this is where one of the serial killers is hanging out.
Este es el diario del Dr. Thomas.
Again, more unskippable dialogue, so feel free to stand up, stretch, drink some water, whatever is good for you.
Como yo he sufrido. Cuando me miro en el espejo, entiendo cómo se sintió Leonardo al acabar la Mona Lisa, cómo se sintió Miguel Ángel al completar su David. Mi obra me ha llevado mucho tiempo, pero ha llegado la hora de destapar mi obra maestra. Mi nueva cara está preparada. Ni yo mismo lo habría dicho mejor. Supongo
I wonder what this guy's deal is.
¿Tú qué crees?
Creo que llegas tarde.
Eres un asesino, un psicópata. Te detendré.
¿En serio?
Pero si eres igual que
Bruce Wayne. Tarde
Oh my. What has he done?
Encontrar a los donantes perfectos, injertar la piel y por último renunciar a mí mismo para poder
So
crear.
he like stole a bunch of people's faces so that he could perfectly copy Bruce Wayne's face for some nefarious purpose that we do not know yet.
¿Por qué?
¿Crees en una buena venganza a la antigua usanza? Para serte sincero, me da igual si crees o no. Wayne sufrirá y tú no podrás impedírmelo. Veo que estás muy ocupado con Arkham City, pero ya es hora de que me vaya. Reza para que no volvamos a vernos. La próxima vez no me sentiré tan generoso.
That's pretty much the end of that side mission. It's not much else to that in this game. Trying to think of exactly how many more side missions there are. I don't know the exact count. I just like remember the route. There's Deadshot, Riddler, Zazz, Bane.
Cierra el caso de
AR training. I feel like one other one that I can't remember, but that might be it. Okay, so go up here. I always go the wrong way here, but it's just right up that way.
Para este disparo, Deadshot tenía que estar tumbado. Su calor con...
Finish up this Deadshot thing here so we can try to figure out where he is.
Le tenemos un ángulo.
Got a few more things to collect in the amusement mile before we do the next big thing. Whoops. Totally forgot what I was doing there. Riddle here we're gonna scan. Alright, so you might be wondering, like, what's going on? Why haven't I done any of the Riddler hostages yet? Like, that's kind of weird. Well, basically, we're not going to do them. We're just gonna do the last one. And the way we're gonna get into the last one is by doing a zip here. Like so. And then just pop right in here. So this is the Riddler hostage room, but I went in the door from behind, so I'm out of bounds right now. So I gotta get back in bounds with a zip, specifically a rope zip. Alright, now we're here. We need to hit a bunch of triggers in this room to actually be able to rescue this person. So we're gonna do a freeze grenade climb. 10, 17.
Se suponía que no podía.
That's the first trigger. The second trigger we need to hit is over on this side of the room.
Esto no ha terminado, caballero oscuro. Me habrás-
And when we land on this thing, game gets a little weirded out, and then we can rescue her. Kind of. I have no idea how that skip works, but it does. And with that, we don't need to rescue all the Riddler hostages. We can just go straight to Riddler once we have all of the riddles. It's very convenient for us. Unfortunately, I'm stuck on the wrong side of a wall here, but we can just do our good old-fashioned trick of buying an upgrade and then reloading checkpoint. And then we'll be back out in the overworld, and as soon as we're out here, we're going to do the final phone call as soon as the phone rings. This is the last bit of RNG in the run, and then everything is pretty much just smooth sailing from here. Any second now. Again, it is a 25% chance every time we reload. Cool, that's not too bad.
Soy yo.
Before we go over there, as usual, we'll collect some Riddler stuff during the call. By some, I mean literally just that. There's nothing else we particularly need to collect right now. Well, this will be the last time that we're in the industrial district.
¿Imaginas la sorpresa del vagabundo cuando le arrebaté el cuchillo?
This call should end pretty early. And just let us exit out of it.
En un movimiento le raqué el
Just be mashing the exit button.
y le concedí.
Cool. Just hang up on Zazz. Super rude, but we had to do it. And we're gonna grab another set of storage on this corner, like so. For later. Pop back into this room where we rescued Nora, because we need to scan Freeze and Nora together as a riddle. Perfect. Then we're going to head over to where Zazz has been hiding the entire game. And we're going to tell him what we think of his phone game. You know, give him some notes. Tell him how he can improve it. That sort of thing. Alright, so instead of going through the entire hideout here, we're going to try to do some nonsense. Okay, I didn't quite do it correctly. Been having a lot of trouble with this lately. Meant to practice it a little more, but oh well. We'll figure it out. It's like somewhere around here. Okay. Oh, I see. It's, I think it's this. No? Okay. Really don't think it's this high up, but no, it totally is. Okay, there we go. Do some nonsense. It's not going to let me do the takedown, but that's okay, because we'll just do this instead. Okay. That was a little more explosive than usual. He flies around a little bit, but not that much most of the time. He just like instantly flew out of bounds. Yeah, that's a nice little thing. That's the last like real skip in the run. Yeah, jail is the backup if you... It was how we used to do it until we found the reversible corner. I believe. so we need to hit some electricity here. Like so. There's 2 trophies in this room we now want to get. One is here. Okay, got it. Batman doesn't always jump to that raft, so it's nice when he actually does first try. The run's going pretty well. We're at like 93% right now. Maybe a little higher, actually. I gotta go back over this way to get a prisoner. He's hiding over here. There he is. There's 2 trophies tied to this prisoner. There's the other one. Alright, and one last riddle in Industrial, and then we are off. And never coming back. Riddle is here. Another question mark. Alright, so now we're going to go back to Bane and tell him that we blew up all the Titan containers. We're going to try to skip a fight right outside of his hideout. It probably won't work, because it's like, it's pretty much just random chance. Yeah, no. I mean, I did it entirely wrong, but I don't think it would have worked anyway. That's kind of unfortunate, that guy being down there. There we go. Alright, how's it going, Bane?
He destruido los contenedores, Bane.
Bien.
¡Danos el titán, Bane! ¡Ayúdame, Batman! ¡No podemos permitir que estos payasos se
Gotta team up with him briefly to fight all these dudes. Thank God for multi-ground. Oh no. Bane, don't do it. Okay, whatever. He took him out. Bane will often interrupt you trying to take out the last guy, and it's so rude. And then he won't take out the last guy on his own after doing that. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Okay, so Bane has revealed that he actually just wanted all the Titan for himself, so he kept all the ones that he has. Which, I mean, it gives us no choice but to employ his only weakness against him, which is that shutter.
Sabía que no podía fiarme de ti, Bane, así que te he utilizado.
¿Qué?
Muy fácil. Has recolectado lo que
Didn't have a choice.
Ahora.
That should hold him.
¡Para!
Alright, that settles that side mission. Moving right along. We got some stuff on the roof here, actually, that we gotta take care of. So, we got a fun water puzzle here. You know it's the fun water puzzle, because all the water puzzles are fun. That's how that works. Alright, that's some of that. We're going to head over here. Try to land on this pipe. Perfect. We can scan this riddle from here. Nice little time saver. There's one trophy in the underground part of the parking garage, right here. now we have the best puzzle in the entire game. The one where so many things can go wrong, and you have control over basically none of them. That should be fine. Whoops. Okay, hopefully that's good. Cool. And conveniently, the thing that Deadshot's gear is hiding in is right here, so we can just yank this open. While we're waiting for Batman to acknowledge what he's looking at, we'll grab this trophy.
Tengo que bypassear la seguridad si quiero averiguar más sobre Deadshot y qué hace.
Hack this thing. It's... I don't know if this actually translates to the right thing, but the password in English is headshot. Very creative. So it turns out Deadshot wants to murder Bruce Wayne and Batman. That's interesting. And also Jack Ryder, I guess. We maybe care about him. Arguably. Guess we better go save Jack Ryder. I don't know how we're gonna get there in time, though. We only have 4 minutes. Remember that, Zip? Good times. Here's a riddle we can scan. Perfect. Man, that was a close one. We only had 3 minutes and 24 seconds to spare.
Has hecho que falle en blanco, Batman.
Chuck gets upset because he never misses, but he missed. Now we have the hardest boss fight in the game. Cool. That's it. That's the end of that supervillain. We're getting pretty close to the end of the run. There's just a handful of things left on this side of the map. This is the last fly-through rings puzzle. Or challenge, or whatever you want to call it. I almost botched that. That would have been embarrassing. Scan it for a riddle. Be sure to hack this thing. While we're waiting for it to open up, we'll hit this camera. Here for the plaque. These plaques are super annoying to scan because you have to get like extremely close to them. I wasn't able to get this trophy earlier, so I'll have to get it now. There's a way to get that one without the freeze grenade, but I completely forgot how to do it, so just do it the old-fashioned way. Not a big deal. One here where we batarang 6 of these things. Cool. All right, 4 Riddler things left, 2 prisoners, and then we go destroy Riddler. And both the prisoners are right here, which is actually really good. This is a great time to get these guys. Right, you can't actually line launch that. Line launch this though. So that's political prisoners done. I threw this way too early. Cool.
Aunque creías que podías rodear mi puzzle, ¿verdad? A un mono con electrodos en los testículos habría dado ese paso antes que tú.
All right. We're at 398 out of 400. This will put us at 399. And the last one is right over here, which is conveniently right beside Riddler's hideout.
Creo que he encontrado algo que...
Alright, time is going to end when I take down Riddler in here. It's going to, like, some amount of time. So there's a bunch of hostages that are tied to bombs. So if you get too close to them, the bombs will explode. So obviously we don't want that to happen. So we just gotta hide over here. Basically want to stay out of these lights. Okay, I played that poorly. I could have, it's fine. You can run in between this person and the person in front of them, but I was not aggressive enough. All right, so the takedown's gonna be right here. And time. Yoink. And that is just about everything. And as punishment, Riddler gets tied to his own device.
Cierto, pero no puedes decir lo mismo.
Bombs hooked up to him.
Mueve el culo, Riddler.
Of course, the bombs aren't actually armed because Batman doesn't want to kill anybody, but he doesn't know that.
¿Seguro que este trasto no funciona?
No. Pero no sirve de nada dejar que él lo sepa.
Right. As soon as the game saves here, we're going to reload checkpoint, which there should be no text on the loading screen. That will confirm that we have done everything. And there it is. That is a confirmed valid 100% run. All right. So that's going to be it for me. But there's a lot of cool stuff coming up in this marathon, so stay tuned. Up next is Arkham Origins 100%, which is also a pretty bonkers category. So, yeah, definitely stick around for that. And if you're curious about anything you saw here today, you can join the Batman Arkham speedrunning Discord. You can find that just on speedrun.com/ArkhamCity. And, yeah. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the next run and all the runs after that.